The man I want to see as president in 2028 is at it again. Yes, dangerously based and red-pilled Florida man is out there. Well, really just doing a whole bunch of great things and making sure that Florida is going to be flourishing during the time that he's going to be reelected governor because, he's up for reelection in 2022, but let's be completely honest, does any Democrat really think that they have a shot? But anyways, Florida is going to be set up incredibly well for the future, and you know what? He's doing so well, he even has an opportunity to take little pot shot meme bills at Biden's expense. Like what we got here is DeSantis proposes $8 million in the budget to relocate illegal immigrants to Delaware and Martha's Vineyard. Now, why would you pick those two specific spots, Ron? Come on now. I fucking love it, by the way. I think it's great, and the dude is just, he's the best, okay? Like, there's still a lot of simps out there that think that, oh, Christine Ohm in South Dakota, she's good. I have a long memory. I remember earlier in the year when she decided to turf the transgender students bill. Okay, well, I still think that it's hilarious and incredibly necessary to just show these fucking whack jobs exactly the fruits of their labor when it comes to just men completely destroying female sports. You reap what you sow. But she had the legislation on her desk. It was wildly popular in South Dakota, okay? And Christy Noem, sorry, proper pronunciation, of course, if we're going to be taking shots at her. She decided to veto that because she didn't want to piss off the NCAA. And a whole litany of other governors out there just decided to sign the bill that went through legislation. But now, okay, she's getting around to just signing some legislation for, we're going to ban CRT. Well, thanks for being late to the party, stupid. You can be more like Ron DeSantis and be out ahead of this type of stuff. So that's why he's my pick for 2028, okay? Not 2024, okay? I'm not like some of those smooth brains that are out there. It's like, oh, he's my pick. You can't have Trump up there again. He has too much baggage. You only have one Trump in an entire fucking lifetime, okay? In a generation, in a century, okay? That type of personality only comes around once. And don't think that the mainstream media, that everybody else who's out there, okay? The ones who get their talking points from mainstream media won't pillory Ron DeSantis exactly like they did with Trump before, because prior to his announcement that he was going to be running as a Republican in about 2015, was that when Trump announced he was going to be running? The man was loved by everybody. Don't think that especially for somebody who only has a public profile of just being, he's mini Trump, that'll just ramp up, okay? So I don't want to take any, and I don't want to be hearing any of that nonsense. So yeah, just stick that on the fucking back burner whenever you hear dumb shit like that. But again, I like Ron DeSantis, okay? He's just, wait a little bit, okay? Or just be the number 2 on the ticket, okay? Thanks, that'd be great. Anyways, Ron DeSantis, governor of Florida, set $8 million in his 2022-2023 budget to transport illegal immigrants out of the Sunshine State. Thanks and fuck off. You aren't going to stop them from coming in? Well, guess what? Now they're going to be in your backyard. He proposed the spending in the Freedom First budget to protect against harms resulting from illegal immigration. The spending may include the transportation of unauthorized illegal aliens, located within Florida to other states or the District of Columbia. Oh, God, that'd be so fucking nice. Listen, man, you don't want to take care of the border? Guess what? Us southern states here, we got to look after this shit. Fine, you fucking deal with these people. You want them here? You don't want to turn them away? Fucking deal with them yourself. Great. I love this. Throw this shit back in their face. Stop capitulating to whatever those assholes in Washington say. Oh, well, we can't really fight back against it. They're just going to let us in. No, fuck you. Take it to their doorstep. That's what you got to do. That's why I like him. That's why he's a great guy, but I know I'm not really breaking any new ground on this. This is exactly why people like Ron DeSantis. Anyways, in yesterday's budget, I put in $8 million for us to be able to transport people illegally in the United States out of the state of Florida, Ron said during a press conference on Friday. A Republican governor listed Delaware, President Joe Biden's hometown state, his transplanted hometown, because I'm from Scranton. Well, I was there for like 3 months, but whatever, don't look too far into it. And Martha's Vineyard, where former President Barack Obama owns a mansion, has potential destinations to relocate the illegal immigrants. If you sent illegal immigrants to Delaware or Martha's Vineyard or some of those places, that border would be secure the next day. You fucking well better believe it. Either that or there's going to be some immaculate lawn care that happens there in the next couple of weeks. I'm just going to say that as well. The White House and the Obama Foundation didn't respond immediately to requests for comment. Oh, God, just the trolling is just disseminating out there. You'd love to see it. DeSantis also encouraged more counties to participate in the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement 287G program, under which individuals who have been arrested on criminal charges are being booked into the county jails and are asked about their immigration status. Other proposed measures to reduce the harm of illegal immigrants include listing convicted illegal aliens on a public website, like sex offenders. I don't see anything wrong with that. If you come into a country, okay, like I would love to be an American citizen, okay, don't get me wrong. I'm exploring every single avenue in order to procure my United States citizenship, or at least the path to somehow, but I'm not hopping that northern border, okay? But if you know things get a little bit tougher around here, you know what? Hey, maybe I'll take a flight down to Mexico and then just work my way through the bottom, because they don't seem to be turning anyone back. And hey, if I want to live in a northern state and if I still want to see snow, not quite 8 months out of the year, I could just, you know what, hop on one of Ron DeSantis' flights and go on up to Delaware or some shit like that. Here's beautiful this time of year with all those Somali cab drivers. It sure is nice, huh? What else is this dangerously based and red pill governor doing? DeSantis credits constitutional freedoms, spending policies, and Florida's economic performance. Yeah, the dude's just not taking all of the credit for himself. He's thanking everybody like a true leader. That's what you should be doing. DeSantis gave credit to the state's jobs and economic performance, to respecting constitutional rights, ensuring freedom for vaccine mandates, low taxation, and government spending policies. DeSantis discussed on Fox News the Sunshine State's stance regarding COOF measurements and the focus on constitutional rights of Floridians. At the end of the day, in Florida, Floridians know we will not let anyone lock them down. Again, remember, he flirted with it in the beginning, but yep. Other than that brief spell early in the pandemic, back when, and you know what, I've been upfront and honest, okay, the first couple of weeks, yeah, I had to figure out what the fuck was going on, because China wasn't being too terribly transparent with their information. And then after everything started to get figured out, it's like, oh, this shit isn't dropping people off by like 30% of people who get infected. Okay, maybe we need to start rethinking this stuff. And you know what, hey, to be fair, okay, not just red governors were starting to rethink that, like Brian Kemp, for as many hang-ups as you can logically have with him, okay, and then Greg Abbott as well, and a couple of other good states as well. And to be fair to Kristi Noem, okay, we took a dump on her to begin with. She never, ever locked down in any capacity, and that's, yeah, definitely a big check in her column, which minus about 20 or 30 years, that would be a much more desirable column. But anyways, gotta give credit where credit's due. DeSantis, yeah, he reversed it quickly, but can't say that he's never locked down, nor does he ever allege to, and he doesn't gaslight people like Joe Biden with his COOF statement, where it's like, oh yeah, unvaccinated people, or you can anticipate a winter of death. But stick around again, because we got to dispel a bunch of interesting misinformation that's out there, but getting ahead of ourselves. We will not let anyone ruin their businesses, and we will not let anyone close their schools, so people are going to be able to live life. They're going to be able to make their own decisions. As the Omicron coronavirus variant, a mild but fast-spreading variant of the Chinese COOF, DeSantis said that when compared to the Delta variant, Omicron has shown to produce the same level of hospitalizations. Actually, that's not true, Ron, but this was also, yesterday, but there's a new study in the UK that's just not showing that that's the case, but that's fine. The numbers of South Africa were, by and large, very encouraging. That's a fact, and didn't justify the hysteria you saw by a lot of folks in corporate media. That is 100% for true, okay? Omicron, oh, it sounds so scary, but what's actually happening? Runny nose. Don't ask no more questions. Don't ask any questions. DeSantis then talked about the COOF pandemic and lockdowns, which he would just like to turn off like most normal people. I cannot believe that something that started with 15 days to slow the spread, now, almost 2 years later, I know you're seeing lockdowns and closures, he said, noting that some places have mask and vaccine mandates and are still locked down because of the number of cases keep rising. Yup, and a bunch of other countries out there are starting to flirt with the idea of circuit breaker lockdowns once again, but there's a reason Florida's winning. DeSantis is a law and order governor. Yep, but he's not overstating his authority. Okay, he's not being like Kate Brown in Oregon, who is extending the state of emergency in the state of Oregon because of fears of potential Omicron hospitalizations. Not that their hospitals are getting overwhelmed, it's just because there's an opportunity that it might happen, but it's just not happening. Okay, and there's a couple of states where free open commerce, like life in 2019. Remember how great that was? God, that seems like it was such a long time ago. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, some places where that is continuing to happen, and Florida's one of them. New Florida residents are explaining why they flocked to the Sunshine State, praising the policies enacted by Ron DeSantis and the legislature. Okay, it's not just him. Okay, the rest of the House, the rest of the Senate, they're passing all these bills. He's not just ruling from on high. Okay, he puts them in place, and then the legislature, if they think that it's a good idea, passes the laws, and then he signs them. That's how shit should fucking happen. And it's only happened in a couple of places. Paula Miller, who lived 12 miles down the road, 12 miles from downtown Chicago. Better have left her politics there, stupid. Told Fox News Digital that she always told herself she would never move to Florida, but changed dramatically, and it really didn't have much to do with the weather. I pay the taxes I was paying in Cook County were getting really insane. My property tax went up $1,000 in 1 year. It's probably not too terribly unrealistic in lots of places. And I realized that that trend was going to continue. No shit, she said, noting that some of the policies that drove her out of her town in Evanston, Illinois. Oh, funny, we actually got a story, and you might be able to see it in one of the windows on the side, that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. It's funny how that shit keeps happening in these blue places, and your tax dollars really aren't going to anything of substance, anything that helps people out, but whatever. That's why you leave it. Okay. That included the fact that most of the city council voted last year to defund the police, and earlier this year, the city council voted in favor of paying reparations to black residents in March 2021, becoming the first U.S. town to do so. And somewhere out there, Gavin Newsom's perfectly coiffed hair, and underneath that, his little ears perked up. Little pointy Grinch ears. I just saw that was a trend that I couldn't get behind, and the election approached. No one was sure of the outcome, but if Trump won again, I was really afraid of riots breaking out, and I didn't feel safe. Just outside of downtown Chicago? No, that wouldn't have happened. Not at all. No, couldn't have possibly happened, she said, adding that she feels truly safe in Florida and praising DeSantis as a governor of law and order. Yeah, she seems pretty all right. Similarly, Lauren Callahan, can they only talk to broads? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Nothing against, okay, good, we got a dude down there. Former Chicago resident, again, leave it there, who was robbed in the city 2 years ago. Oh, okay. Said that she planned to move out of the city, but escaped to Florida earlier than planned due to Chicago's coronavirus restrictions. Oh, okay. Our plan was to reassess in the summer of 2022, but then I just didn't have enough stuff to protect, so it made my move incredibly easy. No, but with the coup and the city life in general, we decided to come to Florida in November, she said, explaining that the violence in the city was creeping up into the north side, which is where we lived. Of course you did, Lauren. You just thought that it would never happen in your backyard. It's for them on the south side. You know, it's a city, so everywhere has its issues. Get out. I don't like this talk. Get out. I'm not allowed to stay. But it's typically one of the safer areas. Carjackings, robberies, just to the point where I didn't feel safe alone outside. It was dark out, she said. It just isn't a good way to live. Warren Cohn, formerly of New Jersey, close to Manhattan. Yeah, that's fair. Also moved to Florida, describing it as an opportunity to live outside as well as to get some tax benefits and to see some fucking grass, huh? And also, it's a state that has various freedoms, especially when you're going from Jersey to Florida. There's very, very few more stark differences between two states than Jersey and Florida. Opportunity to live outside as well as to get some tax benefits, my man. And also, it's a state that has, freedom and allowing people to decide what's comfortable or not for themselves. Yep. And literally, Florida continues to be on the upswing, and people are noticing. Okay, they're looking around, they're seeing the policies that are in place, they're seeing that a lot of people's different quality of life, the differences from the states that they came from. Because a couple of people that came over from Illinois, one man who came from New Jersey, they're noticing it's like, for a long time I lived in these really deep blue areas, and I come down here and we're kind of, the people here are governed by red, formerly purple, but more and more increasingly red politics. Maybe we should probably fall in line to ensure that this happens. It doesn't happen with a lot of expats from California, so take it with a bucket of salt. But like it shows here and how we're going to wrap up, Breitbart News reported in November, registered Republican voters now outnumber Democrat voters in Florida for like the first time ever. And that's tremendous. You'll love to see it. Okay, it's not these idiots who are fleeing from these blue states, from these blue hellholes. It's the people who have inclinations that, you know what, maybe that's not the best way to live their life, and now they're going to places where they're just kind of boring out their theories. So it continues this way, and the good word of Ron DeSantis decides to disseminate to other purple-ish, red-ish states out there. Well, the future might be as bright as one might anticipate. I know I'm optimistic about the future, but as for the short term, yeah, it's probably not going to be that great, because especially what they're being the government, what their underlying modus operandi, what they're using to justify their insanity, yeah, it's pretty blatantly obvious that they're relying a lot on lies and deception. I don't like that, but we're getting to the end of it, I hope, potentially, if Florida's any point or any sign of the hope that's out there. Let's hope that's the case. Let's repeat more words. Now let's move on to the next story. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.